Hi everybody, I'm Anne. Many of you know me because you are part of my Anne Clay home decor decorating community, and you can't come over here to go on a health journey with me. And I want to thank you for coming here. I really feel like I could cry because it's so affirming. I feel so supported, and I want to support you guys so much because I know that especially, and I might cry, and I'm sorry. This is going to be a place we get a little more emotional maybe. I know that it is so hard to lose your health. It is hard to get old and find your joints all creaky and these aches and pains, and you want to play with your grandchildren, but you can't move around. It's really hard to think you're following the doctor's suggestions for diet and you're eating hardly anything and you're still pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes, you have hypertension, you have all these signs of things that could take you out. It's hard to watch some of your family and friends die around you at a young age. It's hard to watch your old parents get dementia and lose their minds. It's hard to lose a spouse or a child. Life is so full of it. It feels like potholes, and everywhere we go, you could just fall in. And for those of you who don't know this story, and I know that many of you do, so I apologize for telling it again. But for the people that are new to the channel, I just want to say, I lost my health at age 27. I ended up with mono, which turned into chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. And I've spent my whole life trying to get my health back. And that's taken different forms, but one of the biggest forms it took was 10 years of being a vegan and eating strictly plant-based foods and a lot of carbohydrates. At the age of 53, my little sister, my only sister, 7 days before her birthday, died of a massive heart attack. Now, my sister was obese. She had high blood pressure. She had high cholesterol. And she ended up with a heart condition, and the doctor didn't take it seriously. And she was never even referred to a cardiologist. And one day she came home from teaching her middle school class, and she was so loved. So loved. Sorry. She came home from her middle school class, and she had dinner, and she sat down on her favorite chair, and she had something on TV, and she was working on her computer, and she was texting a friend. And her husband looked up and saw her just staring like this. And she was gone. And it shocked our family. And it also sent my brother and I into a whole bunch of cardiac tests. We handled it kind of differently because he's living in California, so he wasn't as close to her geographically. So anyway, that sent me on a journey where I felt like, what if I have a heart attack? So I've had a few times. She died in 2018, the end of 2018. And in 2020, I found out I had high blood pressure. Now, I was getting more and more obese, and I kept cutting back my food, and it wasn't helping. And I ate how the American Diabetic Association tells you to eat, which is basically a plate with half of it is vegetables, one part is starch, and one part is a very lean meat. I ate like that. And I just kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then my blood pressure, and I was having bad migraines. And my cholesterol was bad. My triglycerides were too high. And the only reason that I wasn't on a statin was because I told the doctor I didn't want to be on any drugs and I didn't want to be on a statin. And it was bad enough that I had a blood pressure medication. And then I went back a few years later and she put me on 2 medications instead of 1. And it was scary for me. And those medications caused side effects where, because one was a diuretic, I would end up getting dehydrated and I would end up with tachycardia. And then I would rush to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack because my heart wouldn't stop. And I've had tons of time in the hospital now and tons of tests, and thank goodness my heart is fine. But I felt instinctively like I was headed down the same road that she was. And I believe I was. So I was doing a video on my other channel, and somebody said to me on that other channel, check out intermittent fasting and carnivore. And I was a plant-based person. I hardly ate any meat. I ate almost all vegetables. But I also had to have like the pastas and the brown rices, you know, and a little potato, because if you just eat vegetables, you need carbohydrates. It's just not enough food. It doesn't last. And vegetables are carbohydrates, and fruits are very high in carbs. They've got fructose in them, which goes right to send your blood up. But anyway, I was trying to do everything how I knew how to do it, and it sent me down a whole nother road. So I started getting more into intermittent fasting. I already was fasting 14 hours a day, and that obviously wasn't working because I gained, well, in the last 7 years, I've gained 100 or so pounds, and it just kept going up and up and up, and my health was getting worse and worse and worse, and my joints hurt, and my stomach was always upset. It didn't feel good at night. I had like GERD, and I had burping at night, and I had IBS, and I had a numb leg and a big toe that was numb, and things were just getting worse and worse, and I was getting no satisfaction at the doctor's office. So I saw someone on YouTube that was advocating for 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours for a feasting window. And so I decided to do that. And when I decided to do that, I figured out that I had way too many carbs a day to put myself in ketosis, even though I was eating like fruits and vegetables and oatmeal. So I had to revamp my diet to try to follow keto. And keto was kind of hard for me. And then I found carnivore. And since I have so many autoimmune problems, I thought I would give carnivore a try. And so I have done about 2 weeks now of carnivore. I am today on my 4th week of intermittent fasting and keto carnivore. So that's where I am right now. For those of you who are new to the channel, those of you who are just love me and I love you, I thank you for being here because this just means the world to me. So that's my story, and this channel is about getting into health. And it's not only for people who need to, you know, who want to be carnivore. I think it's interesting to just watch people, like even if you never become carnivore, it's kind of interesting to see what it does for me. A lot of you are keto, and that's great too. And you really have keto nailed down, and you've got your weight loss nailed down. A lot of you are struggling to get back on the wagon because you get off the wagon. It's so easy to get off the wagon. Life happens, holidays happen, family vacations happen, we take a break, and then it's really hard to get back on. Because let's face it, most of us love our carbohydrates, and life is busy. So it is my heart for this channel to just give you guys whatever information I get. I'm going to pass it on to you. I do a lot of studying on this stuff. In fact, I have honestly been studying health since I got sick when I was 27. So I know everything about a vegan lifestyle, and now I'm learning everything about a carnivore lifestyle, and about being in ketosis, and about weight loss, and a lot about blood sugars that I never knew, and ketones, and blood tests that I was never given by the doctor, but that are really important to give me good signs of health, like tell me what's going on. I'm learning that metabolic syndrome is something that happens to almost everybody in the United States, especially if you're in your middle ages and later. You could have metabolic syndrome, which means that you're heading right toward type 2 diabetes, and it's become epidemic, and we're not prepared for it. And we need people to support us and help us out and give us pep talks. So this is my heart for this channel. I am really glad you're here, and I will just be releasing a lot of videos where I'm just going to talk to you about things on my heart and things that I've learned, and we'll see where we go from here. I'm hoping that we all start to experience more health. I heard from somebody today who said, you know, she let herself go. She put her family first. She just put her own needs second. And that's so often the truth of especially women, mothers. We don't take care of ourselves. We take care of everybody else, and we come last. And it is hard. It is hard to eat differently than the family wants to eat. So we end up eating what the family wants to eat. It's easier to order a pizza. You know, it's easier to go out and get a burger. I know the what are we going to have for dinner thing, and where can we order it from, and can you go pick it up, and I'm so busy thing. But you know what, guys? I want health so bad. And I know you all do too. And we all may have different ways of going about it, and that's fine. Someone talked to me yesterday. She did Weight Watchers. She lost 26 pounds, and she just monitors it. And when she starts to gain a little back, she can lose it again. Other people go to the gym and just hit the gym really, really, really hard and do a lot of walking. Other people are keto. Other people are plant-based. Other people are just super good at restricting their calories. People have all kinds of ways of losing weight and trying to get healthy. And all of you are welcome on this channel. You're all welcome on this channel. I'm going to be trying out the carnivore diet, and I will be the guinea pig for a lot of you, and that's great. I love to hear stories about people who are doing it, and you're going to watch me do it. As of today, I am 7 inches smaller on my waist. I do not weigh myself because it can give me a head trip. So I am going to step on the scale at some point when I feel like I've lost sufficient weight so that I can step on the scale and go, oh my goodness. I don't want to step on the scale and go, oh, is that all? So I'm waiting till like my clothes are really too big on me, and then I'm going to check it out. But anyway, that's an aside. I just want to thank you for being here. You all matter. Your lives matter. Your health matters. When you get taken out of the picture. So my sister was taken out of the picture. My sister had a 19-year-old daughter in college that really needed her, and a 22-year-old daughter that was graduating, and a son who had just graduated. Her husband and her children needed her. She left a mom, an aged mom. Do you know what it's like to lose a child? I know some of you do. And it's terrible. It's terrible. And I watched my mom go through that grief. She left her brother and her sister and a lot of nieces and nephews and brother-in-law and sister-in-law that really miss her. It put a big hole in our lives. It put a hole in our family table. Guys, she didn't think she was going to die. No one does really, you know. We all think that we're going to beat the odds, or, you know, she took her medicine faithfully and went to the doctor and she thought that was good enough. And it's not good enough. We have to take a stand for our own health. We have got to put our health first. We are going to be the only ones that do our health. Your doctor is not sitting at their kitchen table talking about your health. In fact, it would be against HIPAA. But still, they're not. They're not even thinking about you. You are their assignment when you're in the office. That's it. After that, you're on your own. And it's up to you to make the difference in your life. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to come in here and say, hey, let me help you do it. No one's going to do that. We have to do it ourselves. And we're so good at serving everybody else, but we're not as good at serving ourselves. So guys, this channel is for you. Any questions you have, I will do a video on it. I will answer your questions. to the best of my abilities. I will point you to other people that are experts, medical experts that can help you in these things. I am just another person. I do not have a medical degree, so never take anything that I say as medical advice. I'm just sharing with you my journey, and I think we can do this together. I really do. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.